Hello and welcome to today's class. For this class, we're discussing about a problem under tangency. As you can see the figure at the right hand side of the screen. First things first, let's draw out this figure and let's see what we get. So to draw out this figure, what do you need first? Your first task is to take your t-square, this t-square here, place it at a point here and draw a vertical line downward. As you can see, at this point now, what's your next task? My next task is obviously I'll take my t-square upward this way and I'll look at pick a point. Let me just call this point here. So this point here is my center point now. So I'll work on this center point. Observe that this center point is that center point I'm seeing up of that figure. So the center point has two circles, the inner circle and outer circle. The inner circle has a diameter of 36. So it means that I'll measure half of 36, which is 18, with my compass and meter rule. 18, that's 1.8. 1.8 at this point here. So take this 1.8 at the center and make sure the circle is ticking with a thick line. With a thick line, obviously. All right, when you are done with the thick line, what's your next task? Your next task is that the outer circle has the radius of 30. So measure 30. Here to here is 30. So at this point, 30 here, I'll draw it with a faint line, a little bit faint line. I can just stick in this part here, this one to this part, right? But this down part with a faint line. First, this one, the faint line, because there's a kind of curve that will be linked to it. All right. From this center point, I'll measure 125 downward. 125 downward. That's 12.5. That's 12.5 from here to this point is 12.5. At this center here, I'll draw a vertical line. This one, this way. So I have the first vertical line, sorry, horizontal line and the second horizontal line. So this point here is what I need. At this point here, there's a kind of circle, inner circle there, and inner circle are somewhere here. So to get the arc at this point, I'll measure what? R64. That's the radius of 64. 64 from here to here, 64. Right? So I'll come to center point here and I'll draw an arc this way with a faint line, as you can see what I'm doing. So my next task now is that this is my first circle, first point for the circle. There are other 2 points here. To get those 2 points, I'll take my t-square in this manner, right? At center point here, draw a faint line. Take it this way around. At center point here, draw a faint line downward. So I have these 2 points, 1, 2, including this 3, then this 4, because I have 4 circles that are of the same dimension. So the 4 circles here are of the same R6. So the same circle of 6, radius 6. So let's get our radius 6. Measure out 6. R6. So this is my R6. So at this point here, I'll draw out the circle this way. Right? First circle, second circle, and finally I have my third circle, right? So finally we have one circle left. I have the final one left. All right, with these 4 circles here, of course, what's your next task? All right, our next task now is quite a simple task. What's our next task? What we need to know now is that observe that there's a kind of circle here, a bigger circle here, and a bigger circle here. And the circles are having a radius of 12. So I measure 12, 1.2 is 12. So I'll come to this point here and draw a faint circle, right? Come to this point here, draw a faint circle of radius 12. Come here, same thing, radius 12, faint circle. When you are done with radius 12 with a faint circle, What's your next task? Obviously, your next task now is that I'll measure that same 12, which is with me here. Come to this point, strike an arc here. Come to this point here, strike an arc here, right? Sorry, 1.2, 1.2, sorry, this is result 12, 12, right? 1.2, yes. I'll measure 1.2, okay, 1.2 here. So 1.2, I'll use to strike an arc this way, this way. I have this, right? So strike an arc of 1.2, right? So I'll come to this arc where I struck. I'll draw my curve this way, right? So that's my curve there. So it means I can now easily come back to the center point and taking this one back, right? Taking this one. Similarly, I'll go back here too and taking this. So I have this, right? Proceeding from here now, what's your next task? My next task, obviously, is to taking this part here too. I'll taking this one here, this circle. All right, before I take in the circle, let's get the arc here. Of course, the radius of this arc is given to be 54. So 54 plus 12, that's about, so because I'm having the arc of 54, and the arc is like an hole. So the radius of this circle here is 12. This circle here too is 12. So I'll have 12 with that 54. So I'll have 66, right? So measure 66 with an interval. So from to 66, right? So come to this point here, strike an arc, come here, call the arc. Similarly, strike an arc here, next here, call the arc, right? So at this point here, I'll connect this with this together, right? Observe, right? Come to this point here too, the second arc here, where the arc meets. So I'll get this one too. I have this. So I have this one here. So finally, I can just now taking this one up. I can taking this one up. Right, so I have this one here, ticking. Proceeding, come to this point here and taking this part up. Right, so taking this part up. So I have this one here. Next up, come to this part here and taking it up. So I have this one here. So if possible, I can just take in the center one too. All right, so I have this figure in front of you, as you can see. So if you found this class helpful, do well to like, leave a comment, and share to your friends and classmates so they can learn too. So see you in our next class.